Good evening, you're now with me, Hendigu for TVS Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. The Sarawak government terminates the incompetent contractors of the Samarahan Road construction project and Marudi Bridge project. Sarawak's sustainable development is attracting investors from Australia. A child, a teenager and a charity worker in New Zealand are hospitalised after consuming candies laced with meth. The state government is firm in its interests of the people, including issues surrounding infrastructure development. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Ahmad Johari Tun Openg stressed that his government would not hesitate to immediately terminate contracts given to incompetent contractors. According to him, these measures have already been imposed on the Sarawak Road construction project and the Marudi Bridge project.
Jadi kita telah berbincang dalam kabinet dan dicadangkan oleh Yang Berhormat Menteri Infrastruktur. Kita rasa you have to find a solution. Kerana apa yang berlaku ialah daripada tender sistem kita membuka tender, open tender. Dan selalunya syarikat akan bid projek. Tapi syarikat ini kadang-kadang tidak mempunyai kekuatan. So when they are given a contract, mereka tidak melaksanakan projek mereka schedule. Nak timbuk pun susah, nak merhatian pun susah. Jadi kita terminate dan rescue contractor ada, sekarang dilaksanakan rescue contractor. Ketiga, Jabatan Rambungan di Kuching sama juga ceritanya. Sebabnya kita ada yang baru ni. Kalau within 1 month you setiap mobiliskan kita terminate. Kalau tidak, nya akan lambat lah.
Several key issues and collaborations between Sarawak, Malaysia and Australia were the focus of a working visit by the Sarawak government led by Deputy Premier Datuk Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan in Brisbane, Australia. Topics discussed included potential Australia-Sarawak collaborations through the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organisation, CSIRO, and its advanced facilities in scientific research and sustainable forest management.
These topics were discussed during his meeting with Queensland Deputy Prime Minister Cameron Dick on Thursday. Tengah also highlighted Sarawak's recent strides in sustainability and its emerging status as a prime investment location in Southeast Asia. On the aspect of forestry, Sarawak has initiated cooperation with Australia in forest activities, including forest farm management, research and development. The session concluded with the signing and exchange of a Memorandum of Understanding MOU between the Australia-Malaysia Business Council AMBC and the Sarawak-Australia Business Chamber SABC, focusing on promoting bilateral trade and investment between Sarawak and Australia, hoping to pave the way for more bilateral activities in trade investment, tourism and education.
The 20 million ringgit Igan Mini AGR Park is expected to be completed by 2026. CEO of the Regional Corridor Development Authority Rikoda, Datuk Ismawi Ismuni, said the AGR Park, equipped with dynamic modern farming, aims to revolutionize agricultural practices in the region while simultaneously promoting agro-tourism and ecotourism.
Agro Park ini mempunyai keluasan hampir 30 ekar dan kita skop kerja kita termasuklah apa itu SS road, jalan SS, kemudian ada infrastruktur asas di kawasan tersebut dan juga bangunan guardhouse untuk kemudahan pemprosesan nanti.
Ismail said Rakoda has identified several suitable companies that will purchase farm produce from participants of Agro Park.
Dia akan melibatkan atau menggunakan kaedah teknologi baru, dan apa yang penting di sini adalah ada anchor companies lah yang bersedia untuk membeli hasil-hasil pertanian daripada para peserta di bawah Agro Park ini lah.
The mini Agro Park, he said, could help attract investors, create job opportunities, and boost economic growth in the rural parts of Sarawak.
The collective efforts of all parties are vital in educating the younger generation on the importance of sustainable practices and to promote the recycling initiative among the community. Kuching South City Council MBK's Mayor Dr. Wee Hong Seng emphasized that the initiative aims to ensure awareness of effective waste management, especially in potential recyclable household items.
I think the main key things they're talking about is recycling. Yeah, so you can actually see that for us in Sarawak here, of course, if you want to talk about recycling, there are a lot of things that it can be recycled. But after your collection, what is next? Yeah. So a lot of people say that you will not be able to sustain because looking into the commercial part of it, it might not be able to sustain. Yeah. So there are only two things we can do. One thing is we will see how are we going to really use those items to recycle, reused. Okay. The other one is make sure that there are nothing that you can throw.
He said this during the Sarawak Sustainable Foods International Conference 2024 SFIC earlier today. We also urge government bodies, private agencies, and enforcement bodies to collaborate in strengthening waste management efforts. He stressed that such collaboration is essential to minimize the negative impacts on the environment. Siburan Bike Week 2024, to be held on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of November 2024, is poised to have an impact on the development and economy of Siburan District. In this regard, the Deputy Minister of Transport for Air and Land, Dr. Jarib Susil, proposed that the inaugural Siburan Bike Week 2024 be established as an annual event in Siburan and included in Sarawak's tourism calendar.
Ini menandakan satu permulaan yang sangat baik untuk Siburan. Bicara bahwa ini akan mempertingkatkan lagi leapfrog the development of Siburan as suatu bandar yang saya katakan satellite town or satellite city. Ianya sangat strategik oleh kerana Siburan adalah satu bandar dekat dengan Kuching, dekat dengan Semarahan, dekat juga dengan Serian. Ianya adalah di tengah-tengah. Jadi apabila di pertengahan, ianya menjadi suatu bandar yang menjadi satu satellite town, seorang city, maka apa-apa saja program ariada ataupun program event yang ada di Siburan, ianya dekat dengan Kuching, so it is part and parcel of Greater Kuching. Malah Siburan adalah suatu daerah yang sudah mencukupi dari segi prasarana.
Dr. Jarib, who is also Mambong Assemblyman, said the choice of Siburan as the venue for the international level event is appropriate due to the strategic location of Siburan as well as having upgraded infrastructure. The international level event is also seen to help improve the socio-economy of the local community, with over 10,000 visitors expected to attend.
The Sarawak cycling squad is advised to seize the advantage of competing on home ground in order to overcome other challenges in the 21st Sukma Games in Sarawak. The highway cycling event kicked off on Wednesday with the men's and women's individual time trials on Pahing Sri Adenan Satem Highway, covering distances of 27.9 kilometers and 39.9 kilometers, respectively.
Sarawak Cycling Association President Dato' Benjamin Hasbi noted that the selected race circuit provides a significant advantage to the host team.
Kita telah memilih lita yang terbaik untuk negeri kita dan juga untuk semua pelumba-pelumba ataupun atlet-atlet bersikal untuk berlumba dengan secara the same level playing field for competition. Okay, so sama-sama, that is the real spirit of sport. But of course, kita sebagai satuan rumah, kita mengambil kesempatan lah untuk memilih yang terbaik untuk negeri kita. So, bagi pasukan negeri Sarawak, ambillah kesempatan ini untuk menunjukkan kecemerlangan.
Despite the pressure of being the host and facing formidable teams from the peninsula, Benjamin is determined to lead Sarawak to the podium in this event. In addition to the highway event, BMX and mountain bike competitions will also be held at Bukit Siol, DBKU, continuing until August 22nd.
Thank you for staying with us. Now, in celebration of the National Month, Malaysians are reminded to ensure the Jalur Gemilang is flown correctly. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil said this is because the Jalur Gemilang is a symbol of the pride and sovereignty of the country.
Tapi masa yang sama, sewaktu kita lancarkan kempen sempena Bulan Kebangsaan, saya telah memberi peringatan supaya satu, rakyat Malaysia mengibarkan dengan megah jalur gemilang, terutama di rumah-rumah mereka. Masa yang sama, kita kena pastikan jalur gemilang yang dikibarkan itu cukup sifatnya, tidak lusuh, tidak koyak, rosak dan dipaparkan dengan cara yang betul.
He said this after launching the Jejak Panda program organized by Food Panda Malaysia in Pantai Dalam earlier today. He said displaying the Jalur Gemilang in such a manner is against the law, adding that the action imposed against the offender is a reminder to prevent similar incidents from recurring. Previously, it is understood that police detained a senior citizen in connection to the display of the Jalur Gemilang in a wrongful manner at a building in Kuala Kangsar, Perak. Meanwhile, the Kuala Kangsar Kuongsai Association had apologized for flying the Jalur Gemilang upside down recently.
10 Malaysian companies will be taking part in the InnoTrans 2024, the world's leading rail transport industry trade fair in Berlin, Germany, from September 24 to 27, 2024. The Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation, MATRAD, said the companies will be showcasing their achievement in rail technology, sustainability and industry collaboration at the Malaysian Pavilion, organized by the National Trade Promotion Agency.
In a statement today, MATRAD's Export Acceleration Deputy Chief Executive Officer Abu Bakar Yusof called for more Malaysian companies to participate in the event. He added that the agency is in the midst of discussions with several major European rail companies to explore opportunities for Malaysian companies to participate in their vast supply chain. Abu Bakar highlighted that the event will bring together industry leaders, innovators and stakeholders to explore the latest trends and developments in rail transport. According to MATRAD, in the first half of 2024, Malaysia's rail exports continued to strengthen, rising by 43.8% to 320.1 million ringgit from 222.6 million ringgit in the first half of 2023. In addition to its efforts to boost rail products and services exports to Germany, the agency also hopes to boost Malaysia's exports of rail expertise to the European Union.
An elderly woman was stabbed in her head with a pair of scissors while trying to resolve an argument between a mother and a son in a house in Pekan Darat, Pulau Pinang yesterday. In the incident that occurred at around 11 a.m., the woman in her 80s was sent to the Seberang Jaya Hospital (HSJ) for treatment but unfortunately died. Meanwhile, suspect's mother in her 70s, who was also injured, received treatment at the Kepala Batas Hospital (HKB).
The incident occurred when the victim was at home with the male suspect, her nephew in his 40s, and the suspect's mother before an argument broke out between the mother and son. It is understood that the elderly woman tried to break up the fight before the man, angry that the victim was trying to interfere, took a pair of scissors nearby and stabbed the left side of the victim's head. After the incident, the man went on a rampage, breaking his relative's glass house door before the public called the police and he was arrested. Penang Police Chief Dato' Hamzah Ahmad, when contacted, confirmed the incident and said the police were conducting further investigations. He said the case is being investigated under Section 302 of the Penal Code and that the suspect will be brought to court tomorrow for remand application.
A prime suspect accused of murdering 3 family members, including his own parents, and then setting their house ablaze in Kampung Paya Redan, Pagoh, has been remanded for 7 days starting today, following the incident on Friday, August 9th. The suspect arrived at the Muar Court Complex at 9:30 a.m. today under heavy police escort to obtain the remand order.
The order was issued by Magistrate Fatin Dalilah Khalid at the Muar Court. It is understood that the suspect, who is still single, was apprehended by the roadside in the Bukit Bintang area of Kuala Lumpur at around 1 a.m. today. The suspect is believed to have abandoned his motorcycle at the Bentayan bus terminal in Muar before taking a bus to the terminal Bersepadu Selatan TVS in Kuala Lumpur. Earlier, the media reported that the police were actively tracking the 48-year-old suspect after he was believed to have fled to another district. Previously, 82-year-old Mohammed Nur Mohammed Yassin and his wife, 76-year-old Ara Abdul Hamid, were found burnt to death in their home, while their granddaughter, 11-year-old Nur Adriana Nur Hashim, died while receiving treatment at Sultana Fatima Specialist Hospital.
A New Zealand charity distributed pineapple sweets that have tested positive for dangerous levels of methamphetamine, prompting police to urgently recall them. So far, a child and teenager and a charity worker have been hospitalized after consuming the candies. Although none are seriously ill, police have initiated a criminal investigation and are working to locate up to 400 people who may have received the contaminated sweets.
Be aware, yesterday afternoon, the Auckland City Mission to Tapuiata 5 found out that some lollies containing methamphetamine were donated by an unknown member of the public to the mission for distribution through our food parcels. Tests confirmed immediately that the lollies contained, and this is very important, potentially lethal levels of methamphetamine. We also immediately contacted the New Zealand Police, who very gratefully came on site, literally. To say that we are devastated is an absolute understatement. We are totally and utterly reliant on the generosity of the public to help support people in need. And it is at the core of our DNA, which is in service of people, remembering that the people who come to us for food support have no other recourse. And at the moment...
Meanwhile, Ben Bergs-Ang, Deputy Director of the NZ Drug Foundation, has suggested that the drugs might have been packaged inside the distinctive yellow Rinda wrapping by traffickers or dealers to evade detection. They are then believed to have been donated to anti-poverty charity, the Auckland City Commission, which inadvertently distributed them via a food bank.
This is a block of methamphetamine that weighs just about 3 grams that was wrapped in a Rinda lolly. A common dose of methamphetamine is between 10 to 25 milligrams. So by our estimates, that could be up to 300 doses in one lolly. This is potentially lethal for somebody who consumes the same amount.
Meanwhile, Rinda Food Industries Sundrian Berhad today clarified that the company does not use or condone the use of any illegal drugs in their products. Its general manager, Stephen Teh, stressed consumer safety and well-being were the company's highest priority, as well as ensuring its products meet the highest safety and regulatory standards. Stephen said the company recognizes the gravity of the situation and that they will work closely with the authorities to address the issue. Stephen also encouraged anyone with information related to the incident to contact them directly or to reach out to the appropriate authorities. Foreign media recently reported that a charity working with homeless people in Auckland, New Zealand, unknowingly distributed candies filled with potentially lethal doses of methamphetamine in its food parcels after the sweets were donated by a member of the public. Auckland City Mission on Wednesday said staff had started to contact up to 400 people to track down parcels that could contain the pineapple sweets, which actually were solid blocks of methamphetamine enclosed in candy wrappers. Rinda Food Industries Sundrian Berhad, which operates in Bukit Mertajam, has been in confectionery manufacturing of candy, jelly and pudding since 1982. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida today announced that he will step aside next month, ending a 3-year term plagued by low popularity ratings and a spluttering economy. The ruling Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, which has governed almost uninterrupted for decades, is due to hold a leadership contest next month with the winner to become the Prime Minister. Kishida said he will not seek re-election as party chief.
According to him, it is high time for the party and the country to give way to new, young and capable leaders.
今回の総裁選挙では自民党が変わる姿、新生自民党を国民の前にしっかりと示すことが必要です。そのためには透明で開かれた選挙、そして何よりも自由闊達な論戦が重要です。その際、自民党が変わることを示す最も分かりやすい最初の一歩は、私が身を引くことであります。私は来たる総裁選には出馬いたしません。総裁選を通じて選ばれた新たなリーダーを一兵卒として支えていくことに徹してまいります。
The 67-year-old Kishida, in office since October 2021, has seen his and his party's poll ratings slide sharply in response to rising prices, hitting Japanese incomes and several scandals. Several figures have been mooted as possible successors, including Digital Minister Taro Kono and Economic Security Minister Sanae Takaichi, who would be Japan's first female premier. Others include Shigeru Ishiba, former party number 2, and Shinjiro Koizumi, former environment minister and son of ex-premier Junichiro Koizumi.
Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Hendy Gui. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.